Yo, what's up, guys? We did it. We got our we got our we got unbanned. We got the account back. All right, what's going on, guys? Today, a bunch of events transpired. Um, oh, really? Yeah. I mean, technically today, but yeah, a lot of stuff happened. We got a bit to discuss. Watching from Italy. That's cool. Let me switch to live chat. There we go. All right. How are you guys doing? Yeah, this feels nice to have a Twitter account again. Like I had one, but to have my original one. This was the OG. All right, I'll we'll get to what happened uh in a bit. Just want to wait for a few more people to get here. What's your stance on that idiot technicals ruining Proto's moment? That guy's can't believe he would do such a thing. He ruined the moment. That dude technicals, man. Oh, yeah, we could talk about HBox at Double Down too. But yeah, we got the Twitter back. For any context for anybody who wasn't familiar or just didn't know, in March, like the end of March, right before I was gonna drop the West Balls video, uh, I thought it'd be funny if I changed my name and profile picture to DaBaby, and then my account got well, not permanently, but I got suspended for impersonation. So yeah, it was originally permanent, but I was able to like appeal it. This is the best thing I've heard of since Sam Pepper deleted his YouTube channel. All right, so let's get into the news. So basically, what happened? Um, this weekend there was a tournament, Double Down, right? That's the name of it. I believe it was in Vegas. Um, I believe like Tech is on like a global ban list for like Smashers, which is this. Let me show you this. So this is let me show you. These individuals are following a recommended global ban due to a statement from their scene. But if we actually scroll down, you could see Tech is on here, but there's an asterisk, which statement made from outside their scene. So like he's allowed in Vegas, right? Um, and the tournament was in Vegas, so he was allowed to go essentially. Like initially, they ended up like I think they asked him to leave like after day two. Uh, but yeah, Tech showed up with a sign that said "Ban Nairo," and on the during grand finals, oh, why is Technicals banned? Let me actually click on this. Why is he? I know like Dark Wizzy said something. Oh, it's deleted. Hold on, can we like wayback this? Hold on. Let me see if I could wayback machine. Uh, Wayback Machine. So I want to actually see what this said. He's banned. His ban statement is a deleted tweet. What? Hold on. Okay, it's here. September 3rd, 2020. Where is this? What is okay? Let me show you guys this. This is some. All right. This is why he was. This is the statement as to why he's banned. Why he was banned. This is why he's globally banned, and it's deleted now. Yeah. Also, there was the thing with Dark Wizzy talking about him making a joke about like Kokiri or whatever. But like that was over 3 years ago. I don't know why that would still matter today. So this was funny. Um, but yeah, let's get back to what we were saying. So at Double Down, he was at Double Down because like it's a Vegas tournament and he's technically not like banned in Vegas. So they asked him to leave after day two, I think. Uh, Either way, he showed up anyways on day three, and he brought a sign that said "Ban Nairo." Right? He was planning on doing this, like just this wasn't like spontaneous. Like he was planning on uh bringing the sign to Double Down. Um, and during grands, he flashed the sign. During grands, ban Nairo. Uh, so yeah, this is what people are going insane about. Was him showing the sign ban Nairo on stream. Like they act like this was like an act of terrorism. All he did was just flash a sign on stream. Like obviously, like people say like, oh, he took away from his what's his face Proto's moment because like he won the tournament and beat Leo and all this, and it's like it's a big moment for him. So him like flashing a sign like that kind of I guess like takes away from his moment. So I could kind of see that, but at the same time, like people are it's really not that big of a deal, dude. Like I could get like okay, him going to the tournament and them not him going in if he's banned. Like obviously, yeah, that sure. If they don't want at the end of the day, if the TOs don't want him at the tournament, he's not allowed. But I mean, the only reason you'd really be upset about this is if you really like disagreed with the whole like ban Nairo thing. That's the only reason you could really be like super upset about this. Like obviously, like yeah, he's not allowed at the tournament, but that should be the basis of like most people's arguments is he's not allowed at the tournament, which is why he shouldn't be there. But if people are upset with like him flashing the sign, yeah, they said I was globally banned from all VGBC events before I even did that. Tried to appeal it. Oh yeah, yeah. So also, what's up, Tech? Yeah, bro. The Kokiri thing was like over 3 years ago. Like not even Hacks is getting banned that long, dude. Has he responded? Like, you mean Nairo? Nairo saw this live. Like, watch his reaction here.
And he is your Double Down 2022
My biggest fan.
champion
Look, it's my
Smash
biggest fan.
Ultimate. And that young man is probably going to get a score.
My biggest fan.
It's my biggest fan. It's my biggest fan. Like, yeah. It was in 2018, and that's still like, bro, there's no way. There is no way they're still mad at you for that. Like, if they wanted to ban you for, like, inciting harassment against, like, Jisoo or Leffen or whatever, like, whatever, like, that would make more sense than something from, like, 4 years ago, in which the tweet that they cite for the ban, you have to use the way back. It's deleted. The reasoning is deleted, dude. Bruh. So yeah, um, that happened. Uh, is that yeah? That's why, dude. Let me actually pull that up. Uh,
He
um,
is your double
let me copy the link. Alright.
Round.
Why is the quality? What? Why is? Why is the quality? Why could I not select the higher quality? 144p. I don't want 144p. What if I select auto? Will it like go up if I refresh?
I mean, it is possible. Leo's been able to make, kind of get some.
Dude, why? Why is this in 144p? It wasn't like this before. What? Ah, there's there's no way.
Leo. And
There's just I words can't describe the
it looks like he's about to
whatever.
add another one to the pile. And in jeopardy, Leo is having it delivered in 3-stock fashion.
Alright.
This is absolute
Like,
madness.
it's an
A couple of
smash.
well, there, Jesus, the
They're
Then
flying
puts him with
on
the down.
stage. The pop off. Proto charging it. Let me give you a break and tap
it.
that ass on stage. The pop off to boot. And he is
And they just play like all these whatchamacallit, just these clips
your
in
double.
place to like cover up the text sign. It's like, okay, so I get like you don't like I get it. You like statutory rape, but like by doing all this, you're bringing more attention to it. Like if you just saw it, if you just like let it go and just acted like it was just like innocuous, it would become like not that big of a deal. It would be innocuous. But the fact that you're doing all this stuff, complaining about it, editing it out and like this, like you're feeding into it. And this is some like next level like big brain play to like as like a trolling attempt to go to a tournament, like do all this to rile people up and then get more attention to the fact that hey, this guy's not banned despite what he did. So it's like if you really wanted to come out of this on top, like you really should have just ignored it and just been like, okay, like not even mention it. Dude, how is it 144p? Let me try refreshing.
round. This is kind of rough for him.
My thing is that Nairo already said he isn't competing, so I feel like this is just unnecessary and annoying. Well, here's the problem with that. It's not that... Okay, so Nairo doesn't want to compete, but it's more so the principle that if he did, in theory, he could. Like, obviously, with, like, Twitch bans and stuff, that would be hard. But if there was a tournament streamed on YouTube, Nairo could compete in it. He'd be perfectly fine to, like, go to tournaments. And even if he doesn't want to, like, compete and go on, like, stream and stuff, yeah, banning him sets a precedent. Doesn't matter if he's not going. The problem is he's allowed... Yeah, exactly. If he wanted to go, he could. And he doesn't have to compete. Like, doesn't have to be on stream, even if it is a Twitch stream. He could go, interact with fans, be a part of the community, which, like, go to EE's channel. Like, he literally, like, go on Nairo's channel. See how many, like, prominent figures are just okay with Nairo being in the community. And just, like, basically validate him. Uh, they're not afraid to associate with him. Like, he literally made a video called "So Nairo Came to My House." Like, their acceptance for Nairo is just insane, considering he's done much worse than other people. So the fact that you're so openly, like, accepting to the fact that Nairo's like a part of the community, even though he doesn't go to tournaments, it's like, dude. So yeah, even though he doesn't want to go to tournaments, he could go to tournaments if he wanted to. If he walked into an event, he wouldn't be like stopped at the door. He wouldn't be stopped and told to like leave or anything. When he should. In all honesty, he should. Yes. Zach was at MomoCon. Yeah, but the thing about that is that MomoCon's not like a Smash like exclusive thing. It's also just a convention. So yeah, he's technically allowed to go there, just not in like the yeah. Like honestly, at this point, why not unban Zero? I mean, he doesn't want to compete. So what's the point? It's not like it'll make a difference. Like honestly, why not? It's not gonna make a difference because he doesn't want to compete. But no, you ban him because that's just the correct thing to do. Can you explain to me why Nairo can compete if he wants, but Ally basically did the same thing and he's banned for the rest of his life? Because it's nepotism. Also, I'm pretty sure what Ally did was I don't even I'm not gonna rank like who was worse, Nairo, Ally, Keitaro. I'm not gonna rank them on like a tier list, dude. But yeah, it's nepotism. It's the reason why. Yeah, if Mango's wife can get away with chasing people with a knife, then hacks shouldn't be banned. Exactly. It's just nepotism. Why are people saying ban tech? Because ban tech. Nah, but yeah, it's just this double standard that yeah. Yeah, zero that zero should be banned. Nairo should be banned. But obviously they should be able to live their lives, be human beings, but at the same time, the fact that we're just so open to Nairo returning to the community is just insane. Yeah, if Samsora can be banned for just not reporting the relationship, why isn't Nairo banned for being in it? Exactly. Please burn the community to the ground. The Twitch VOD is completely gone for grand finals. Oh my god. I have a feeling they're gonna like copyright strike or like take down all the VODs of the stuff. So somebody better get to archiving. But yeah, Samsura's banned. He was at a like a local somewhere. I think in Brooklyn. But he's still banned. Like if you look here, he's still it's in yeah, he's still banned. Yeah, the fact that like why is Tekken like this tier is my problem. Section A. Like Tech should not be in a tier with Senpai D1. Also, the funny thing about Dishes was I'm pretty sure Dishes was banned for being homophobic. Not for like assault, not for any of this stuff. I'm pretty sure he was banned for being homophobic, which is interesting. Yeah, like Hax is up here. Hax did nothing compared to like these other people, and yet he's still in like the same tier. What did Dishes was do? Was it charges of assault, batter? I'm pretty sure he went he went like baby on baby. Hold up. That stood for the following yada yada. A clerk at a Chevron gas station in North Naples, Florida, called the police after Layton allegedly threatened him. Deputies found surveillance footage showing Layton telling the clerk that he would slit his throat. In the video, Layton could be seen knocking over merchandise and punching the clerk in the face. The clerk ultimately pulls out a handgun. Layton still manages to corner him into a cooler. Oh my god. As Layton left the gas station, the clerk followed him to try and get his license plate number. This led to another altercation. This was what year was this? Yeah, this was 2016. And he was like PR'd for like 2018. So they just straight up didn't like permaban him for this. Like I know that's in his justification, but this article came out 2016. And he's PR'd for 2018. Hold up. The shiz whiz. He's PR'd for 2018. He returned. He was allowed at Evo. Dang. So he just wasn't banned. He wasn't banned. He was PR'd. He straight up PR'd in 2018 for threatening to slit the clerk's wrist. I mean, throat. But I'm pretty sure he was banned for being homophobic or something. Just to confirm, was Tech allowed to be at Double Down? I think for like the first 2 days, he was like in and out of the venue. I know TK said like he was there every day. I'm not sure about like if he was allowed. I think I think they told asked him to leave after day 2. No, no, Tech can confirm that. But yeah, like look at some of these names that are on this list. Like why are people like Hacks and Tech in like the same tier? And then you scroll down and you see, oh, these individuals are no longer following a recommended global ban or an active local ban, and it's Nairo. So Nairo's not banned, guys. He's not banned. Removed March 15th, I think. Yeah, right here. Yeah, it was added September 8th. Can I view like version history? No. This was published September 7th, and his name and Dishes was his name wasn't even added until the next day. I thought this was a fun fighting game, not which side of the political ban Nairo spectrum you're on. I mean, it's not really political. It's just, do you like statutory rape or not? That's kind of it. It doesn't really get any deeper than that. This list is base, true, and correct. Nothing is wrong here. Exactly. Don't question anything. Don't question any. Don't you dare. Don't you do it. Don't do it. Don't question. Don't question anything. Like antis here. Like you could use the exact same logic for anti as Nairo. Like the same reason why anti is banned is the same reason why they won't ban Nairo. It's like, well, he doesn't want to compete anyways. So yeah. DJ Nintendo, I'm pretty sure just like groomed a minor, and his response was like, "Yeah, I did," and it's like looking at some of these. D1, obviously D1. Uh, Keitaro. These are like the big names that I remember from that summer. Mr. Wizard was that was insane, dude. What happened at Double Down? This happened, and like everyone got extremely upset about it. Which I mean, if you want to get upset for him being there when he was banned, like sure. Speaking of repercussion, yeah, objectively, like objectively speaking, what Hungry Box did is like a million times worse than what Tech did. Tech just showed up to a tournament while banned and put up a sign. Hungry Box literally was throwing up blood, could have had COVID, and just waltzed into the event with no mask and like interacted with other people. Like he literally put other people at risk. Like that's objectively worse than anything Tech did, and people are getting more upset over Tech than HBox. Why did they even take it seriously? Because Tech lives rent-free in their heads, dude. Like he could HBox was vomiting blood, essentially spreading a dangerous and contagious disease with no mask at the tournament, and people decide to complain about technicals putting up a sign. Those are the real issues in our community. That's what we need to tackle. Is technicals putting up a sign that said ban Nairo. Because we actually like statutory rape. We actually want it in our community. We say stuff like, uh, how could you like hate Jisoo for like standing up for victims of abuse? Well, we actually like underage victims of abuse. That's how the Smash community works. We like that statutory swag, dude. Oh, the Nairo DMs. Let's go over those. This is Hello, biggest fan. It's me, Nairo from Super Smash Brothers. I saw what you did with the sign. Yo, anytime, huge fan of your work. The way you had no other choice than to To get head from a kid was genius. I was laughing my lol. All I had to do was show a document to my closest friends and they believed me. I lied before and I can do it again. The dick eating was crazy. I mean, it was. It really was the way you let Zach slurp on your nuts, dude. That was brazy. Anyways, we could use a real Richter like you in the stream. Yeah, but like that's part of the issue is like people like Riddles, Nakat, Void, like they're all going on his stream, going to his house to collab for content. And it's like this dude is a you shouldn't be doing that. Yo, welcome back to Twitter. Yeah. Yeah, that's part of the actual reason why all this is bad because let me did they upgrade the
Round.
it's still in 144p? Oh, oh my God. Okay. There we go. All right, we got it up. All right, but yeah. The problem isn't that like Nairo like obviously Nairo doesn't want to go to events, so it's like what's the problem? The problem is people like EE making videos like, "Oh wow, Nairo is yada yada." And then people like Void and Nakat and Riddles just going on a stream and playing with him. It's like you have no problem associating with this person and like accepting him in the community. If he wanted to, he would be welcomed back with open arms for like a lot of people. Like a lot of the prominent figures are like perfectly fine. A lot of like most prominent Ultimate figures would be perfectly fine with Nairo going to an event. It's just that he doesn't want to. But that it really doesn't matter. You should be setting like it's the principle that if he wanted to come back, we're just accepting him back into the community. It's that mindset. Imagine they put it at 144p intentionally to send to the side. No, they did like the worst edit.
It's kind of rough for him.
Just terrifying to be in. Can he get off stage unscathed? He's been a menace, just terrorizing Leo anytime he's off stage. But he says, you know what? Let me give you a break and tap that ass on stage to pop off the
editing is so
and he
bad.
give you a break
Look
and
at
tap terrorizing
you can
Leo
see them, like,
anytime he's off
moving
stage. But he says, you know what? Let me give you a break and tap that ass on stage to pop off to boot. And he is your double down 2022
He tries to
champion
This took them 16 hours.
of Smash Ultimate, and that young man is probably going to get escorted out.
That was literally no question that Nair killed. Like you just evaporated off the screen.
Like you're putting so much effort into like stopping this. It's almost as if you like I guess it could like cause problems for your stream. Maybe. But come on, dude. Like just ignore it. Like that's always the best approach with people, is just to ignore it. Like treat it as if it's innocuous and it'll become innocuous. Like just oh look, it's a guy. Like just keep it in the footage and not even mention it. The commentators didn't mention it. Like if they just ignored it, it would have been fun. Yeah, like they're putting in all this effort to just like in their defense rendering that yeah. I just realized it's over an hour long. So it probably took them a while. But this shouldn't an hour and 15, that shouldn't take 16 hours. Like Ban Jisoo, when I made Ban Jisoo, which is longer, on the old Premiere Pro, which took forever to export, like that didn't, I don't think that took 16 hours. Oh, but also uploading. So maybe that, I guess. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, like the commentators are talking about Nairo, like just throughout the game. So it's like if it's such a risk to your Twitch chat, then like why are you not telling the commentators like, hey, don't say Nairo? Like I know with UCF, like you literally can't say UCF on stream at a tournament. Like you can't, or else you get cease and desisted. Unban Zero at this point, just unban Keitaro, unban D1, unban Senpai, like unban them all. They probably don't want to compete, so what's the damage? What's the problem? Why not just unban them if they don't want to? Like Zero does not want to compete. He wants to make content. Like why not unban him? I don't see the problem with that. Except there is. You need to keep him banned. Same thing with Nairo. When are you gonna upload on your second channel? I've been slacking off like this past week. I'll finish that video eventually. Tech was holding up the sign trying to get VGBC's stream banned with the Nairo mention all along. I don't think that would happen. Because like the commentators were talking about saying Nairo's name on stream, so. Like by not wanting to give him attention, they gave the whole ban Nairo thing more attention, which is apparent by how many viewers I'm getting right now. Yeah, people were getting insta banned for mentioning. Yeah, but that's different because that deals with like copyright and like intellectual property. So like, yeah, they should get banned. Like, I don't think people realize like you don't want to be Slippy's already like a on the fence thing with Nintendo. You don't want to be mentioning it on a stream that involves like Nintendo and stuff. Like that's just a boneheaded move. So like yeah, ban the people for saying Slippy on that. That's just a dumb idea. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, oh, Naira was raped. Okay, let's assume that he was. Okay. So that was the first instance where let's say Nairo is completely cleared of all suspicion and there's nothing there. Okay? Second time, Zach blackmails him for something in which remember, Nairo is completely in the right in this. He's not in the wrong. He's blackmailed over that like first incident. And Nairo, who is in completely like clear, is like forced into the blackmail from a child. And then when he gets caught within the span of a month, he confesses, goes to therapy, has a revelation that oh wait, I'm the victim all along, and then retains legal counsel. All just like that. When the cat's out of the bag. And then forces his friends to sign NDAs and like run with a cover story and all that stuff. And then the picture of him lying on of Zach lying on his lap and also publicly flirting. So yeah. And yeah, he's the adult. It's his job. It's his responsibility as the adult to like reject that. And if you really weren't in the like at best, he's someone that's irresponsible around kids and should not be anywhere near them. What are your theories for why has not that document that completely exonerate has not released that document that completely exonerates him legal stuff? When will we continue the push to push the ban Leffen agenda? Soon. Soon. That's all I'm gonna say. Before the end of the year. That's all I'm gonna say. Hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah, even if, like, if you completely exonerate Nairo of the first incident, that just makes the second one look worse. First of all, the second one's bad regardless, because, like, how do you manage to get blackmailed by a child? It's like with Ally, like, how do you end up in that situation? Especially in Nairo's case, where he's alleging that the first one wasn't in any way, he has no fault for it. Yeah, car noise. Yeah. But like, how do you end up in a situation where a minor had Nairo ended up in a situation in which a minor had leverage over him because he was going to expose that he committed statutory rape. Just the fact that you ended up in a situation like that to begin with means you should probably not be anywhere around like kids at all. That, oh, like I had to comply or else he would expose my statutory rape. If you're ever in a situation like that, I don't think I don't know. Maybe I'm just maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me why. Somebody explain to me. And it's like this ignores like the public flirting, the Zach laying on his lap. It's like you put yourself in the situation. Like whether you were even if you remove the sexual instances, you were still in a relationship with a minor, both before and after. Nairo being unbanned, yet Hacks being banned is confused because nepotism. Nepotism. Like, okay, let's say he did freeze up and he really thought like he was in the wrong for some reason and like he was scared and all this other stuff and he had a revelation in there and he had a revelation and he confessed, had a revelation in therapy and then retained legal counsel in like 2 weeks. All in the span of like 5 minutes. But let's just assume that none of the sexual instances were his fault. He was still in a relationship with a minor. It comes off as victim blaming, not when you're an adult with a child. Like it's different. Like you're an adult and it's a child we're talking about. He's 20, the kid's 15. And I'm just saying if DeBuzz can do it, like I remember when all the stuff came out, DeBuzz was like Zach tried to do like flirtatious stuff with me, but I said no because it's my job as it was his job as the adult to stop that stuff. And he did. This Nairo situation is like an Ace Attorney case where it's obvious that he was in the wrong, but either people are too dumb to notice or intentionally ignoring it. Was he in a relation? Yeah, he was. Do you think that D1 is innocent? D1, I'm not touching the D1 stuff, honestly. Yeah, that's the worst part about it, is that you're banning everyone for covering up statutory rape or for covering up an underage like relationship or encouraging it, but you're not banning the guy like Jesus Christ. Like at this point, yeah, just if your reasoning for like why we shouldn't be pushing for like a ban of Nairo is because he doesn't want to compete, then just unban the other guys. Unban Simsor. Unban Salem. The fact that Lima can get banned for saying the N-word but not for being in a statutory rape cover-up is insane. Did he even say the N-word or did he just make a racial joke? Like I hate to break this to you, but even like saying every ethnic slur in the book is not nearly as bad as covering up statutory rape. Like, oh, I'm sorry. How long ago was the D1 situation? That was 2016, I think, at DreamHack. Hold up, I forget what tournament. It was some Florida tourney, I think. Um, D1 allegations. No, it was Smash the Record. Smash the Record. Smash the Record. Why did I say DreamHack? It was Smash the Record. Oh yeah, he made a race joke. Like, okay, ban him, but then also ban him for being part of a cover story. Just like you did Sam Sora, just like you did Salem. Who Salem encouraged it, so obviously, yeah. But when did the case get popular? In July of 2020. That's when the whole Me Too thing happened, where everyone was getting exposed. Like, the only thing that prevents Nairo from going to tournaments is his Twitch ban. If he gets unbanned on Twitch, or if you just stream the tournament on YouTube, whose idea was it to cover up the not obviously Nairo and probably also Zach was in on it too because they both enacted a cover story. Like everybody was involved with that. And then everything gets out of the bag, and then people like Zero, Tweak, and Samsora were like, "Oh yeah, these guys were like a thing, or at least they were sus." And like obviously, like being like a outside spectator or outside viewer to what's going on with like two people can have like its issues, like with the whole West Balls Ash Norlian thing, where like Leffen was like, "Oh, I saw West Balls with this kid, so he had to have groomed her," and that just wasn't the case. So obviously, like that's a yikes, but and not a yikes. That's like a red. That's like it's not conclusive. But when it's three different people along with a photo of Zach literally laying in Nairo's lap, it's kind of hard to it's hard to beat. It's kind of hard to beat, I think. Oh yeah, Vinia also got banned for something stupid. Let me check. Vinia. I'm pretty sure someone made an allegation. I'm pretty sure what was his it was like it was him with fruit. Uh yeah, Naira's allowed here. I'm pretty what was the situation? Nash. He was Okay, let me copy this. All right, right here. Who do you think is worse, Leffen or Nairo? Nairo. Nairo. It's not even close. Nairo is worse than Leffen. I'm sorry. There's just no way. And Ludwig has been planning the YouTube tournament. I mean, as long as Nairo's not a part of it, then it's fine. All right, right here. All right, so twit longer that Vina was a sexual predator who took advantage of women. Vina posted a series of videos how he was being accused of being a sexual predator. That Fruit had tried to have sex with him, as well as spreading rumors about him sex. Next day, Fruit released her statement where she defended herself from the accusations between her. It was consensual. So basically, he was accused of being a predator, and then he said, "No, I was basically abused by Fruit, who also spread rumors about me." And then, uh, in a leaked disc, what the? At least, and Vina and Fruit were temporarily. They banned both of them. Wow, that's crazy. Like, if it's streamed on YouTube, if Ludwig's tournament streamed on YouTube, but Nairo's not a part of it, then who cares? Like, it's just Ludwig doing a tournament. I don't see an issue with that. An issue is if Nairo's allowed to. Yeah. Yeah, he posted something that, like, they were saying he was ban evading and like extended his ban, but they didn't do the same thing for Fruit or something. It wasn't Nairo okay. So, Nairo and Zach are in a relationship prior to any sexual things going on. So already right off the bat, that's already ban worthy, but let's go on. So, according to Nairo, this is what he says. That Zach went into his room and performed oral sex on him. Okay, whatever. Nairo's not in the wrong for that, apparently. So, I guess later, Zach was like, okay, Zach basically blackmails Nairo into like, oh, according to Nairo, this is his own words. Zach blackmailed him into like doing more sexual acts, or else he'll tell everyone that they like had sex or whatever. And remember, Nairo's in the right with that sexual act. According to Nairo, he's in the right about that. So Zach has no leverage in the situation because technically it's not true. And Nairo was forced to into the situation, I guess. I don't know. That's according to Nairo, that's a story. And then he forces his friends to run a cover story. And the cover story breaks. He in the span of like 2-3 weeks, he confesses, goes to therapy, has a revelation that, oh no, I was actually in the wrong, and then retains legal counsel all in like 2 seconds. Where did he say they were in a relationship prior? Dude, there are tweets of them publicly flirting, and there's also, dude, dude, um, dude, you still think this guy's like not sus? This is the guy we will let, that if he wanted to, we would let him come back to tournaments. This is the guy. This is him. This is Brody. This is our guy. This is our dude. This is the man. This is the man of the hour, dude. This is the homie. There any other evidence? It's also them flirting publicly. Like they were all friends at the very least. And then you have shit like this. Like that whole group, like Nairo, Zach, Sam Sora, like that was a whole group. Banned the franchise? Yeah. I got banned from the freaking Slippy Cord, and they didn't give me a reason. And I was polite about it too. And I didn't even like say anything in their Discord. And I just asked for like support on just one thing. And then they banned me. Like I didn't use the Discord at all for like months. Like I'll just keep this. Like this is the evidence speaks for itself, dude. Unless you could like prove that this like isn't Nairo or something. Who's worse, Leffen or Zero? Leffen is objectively worse. It's close. Because like what with Zero, what you could argue that what he did is like potentially criminal. I mean he uh, the thing is I don't think Zero's like a threat to kids, but I don't know. If you told me who I would like I'd support Zero before I support Leffen, but in terms of who's worse, I don't know. Oh, what's the account that oh this is mine. That's me. Yeah, this was found in some thread, like back when Naira was trying to make a comeback. I just posted on my alt because I was suspended on Twitter for like the past few months, so I had to make an alt. But yeah, let me phrase it this way: I don't know who's worse between Zero or Leffen, but I'm more willing to forgive Zero than I would be for Leffen. Because at least Zero could admit what he did was wrong. Leffen's just like that's just how narcissists work. Would you be able to explain ban MVD real quick? Yeah, so basically if you ban anti, you have to ban MVD because he gave, not gave, but he was extremely irresponsible in a situation that resulted in uh a woman getting raped, letting someone who's 18, which in the United States is underage for drinking, drink copious amounts of alcohol without like stepping in to like intervene at all. Especially considering that you went to the party with this person. Like you're friends with this person, you know them. It's not just some random person. Like obviously he's not like her chaperone, but it's still like I get like underage drinking, like whatever, people don't care. But if something happens, you're still you're responsible. Like I don't get how that basic logic just doesn't people just don't see that. That like obviously you could say what you want about like, oh, she's an adult and whatever and like that, but no, like the law is 21. And you could say like, okay, it's fine, like if she's her own person, she's her own grown adult. But if something happens, you're kind of liable in a way. And that's just part one. Part two is the fact that you're banning anti because like, oh, even if she was 18, even if the girl was 18, he's still 22, so that's weird. But like MVD was 24 and was into a girl who was 17. It's like he anything if you're gonna ban anti MVD, what MVD has done is objectively worse. And also he like straight up lied about the whole uh lied to D1 about that situation. Yeah, like obviously you could let the person do whatever they want, but the second shit hits the fan, that's your fault. I'm sorry. That's just how it works when you're an adult. Like you have that it's your responsibility. It's like you'd be like, yeah, but it's not that big of a deal. She's 18, she's an adult, and like this, that, and the other, but she was also sexually taken advantage of that day. So, yeah. Like, yeah, I don't want to like morally like grandstand or whatever. Like, oh, we're talking about underage drinking, but at the same time, it's like if you're if you get a speeding ticket going like 7 miles above the speed limit, like technically I think you're allowed to go like 10 above the speed limit, but like if they give you 7, like I'm not gonna like you were going over the speed limit. Like if you're going like 11 or 12 over the limit and they give you a ticket, like yeah, like you were speeding. Like one of my friends was like upset because he was like more than 10 over the speed limit and he got like points on his license and I'm like, "Yeah. Yeah." Like obviously if you it's ticky-tacky, but yeah, like yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing that like there's less underage drinking. TLDR, who is Nairo and why are we banning him? Nairo statutory rape and being in a relationship with a minor. Yeah, I think if anything, everything should either get pushed up to 21 or lowered to 18. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, why do you let 16-year-olds drive but not an 18-year-old drink? It's stupid. But just because the law is stupid doesn't mean like you shouldn't like a stupid law. If you just because it's stupid doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Like you still have like you'll there'll still be consequences if you don't follow it. Wasn't he prove it? Wasn't he was never proven of anything, dude. How was he proven to be the victim? Explain. Like it was literally just him saying so, his friend saying, "Oh, I believe him," and that was his proof. That was his proof, and his phantom 30-page document of legal evidence or whatever that nobody's seen, or at least his closest friends have seen, but they're forced to sign NDAs. It's like it was an first of all, it's an out of court settlement, so it's not even like this went before any judge or anything, or like went through any legal procedures really. It was out of court. Secondly, Zach was like 18, 19 when this happened. Do you really think he did anything more than just like do you really think he like pursued this legally like at all? So yeah, the only thing that would like yeah, if he could prove it in court. This is why just think about this logically. I mean, obviously, here's the thing with taking him to court. You also have to prove damages. So that's and I don't think Nairo could do that, so yeah. Because if you say something false about someone but it doesn't hurt them, I'm pretty sure that just doesn't work in court because you gotta prove damages. But like he's playing a really dangerous like Tech saying this stuff is he's playing a dangerous game in terms of legally, and yet like isn't Zach a terrible person? It doesn't yeah, they're Zach's a terrible person, Nairo's a terrible person. Like and also he was a kid then. And Nairo's an adult. It's Nairo's responsibility to stop anything from happening. And yet he lets Zach lay on his lap. He publicly flirts with Zach. It's like if you're ever in a position. Okay, let me explain it this way. So in Nairo's own words, all right, he was first raped and then blackmailed into doing it again. If you're ever put in a situation to where you're being blackmailed and the consequences are I'm going to reveal that you committed statutory rape, that's if you're ever in that situation. Like let's think about this logically for a second. If you're ever in a situation in which the leverage for somebody has for blackmail is that you had sex with a kid, I I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm like. I'm sorry if I'm. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, like Tech is saying all this stuff, and like if he has this big legal document, notice how nothing's been done. There's been no like legal escalation from Nairo's part. It's the same reason why Ally's still banned. You think Ally would be unbanned too, right? Like you would think this would just be like a if this was a recurring pattern that Zack is just a bad person, you'd think Ally would also be unbanned, but he's not. For obvious reasons, dude. Like everyone involved in that situation should be banned. But the worst part is that they've banned everyone who covered it up, but not everyone who but not the guy who actually did it. What do you reckon the reality is? I think maybe he had some relationship going, but did Zach really force himself on him? I mean, according to Nairo, that was the case. He just kind of ran into his room and started sucking his dick. No, that's just according to Nairo. And like even like Zero, Salem, and not Salem, Tweak and Sam Sora all said like, "Hey, this guy," like they were there was clearly stuff going on. Like that, the relationship was clearly concerning, like reached concerning levels. Like, Exhibit A. Is it crazy people really believe a... It's crazy people really believe Yeah, a legal agreement doesn't prove who was right. Especially since they didn't even go to court. Did Zach have... I don't even... Look, regardless, Nairo had sex with a kid. End of story. Lock him up. Ban him. Was it even a... Yeah, it was a legal agreement, according to Nairo. And his lawyer said he could, like, ultimately exonerate him in a court of law, so whatever. I think the big part is that nobody knows that a legal agreement... Yeah, they don't know how the court system... Maybe his reason for retiring then was not because he wanted to retire from... Because he can't prove his innocence. And showing a 30... Yeah, it's just the only reason he's not banned right now and there's support for anything is because Nairo came out with a counter story and people just believed him. Not even like evidence or anything. He just said words and people liked him and they believed him. Not even evidence. Yeah, Nairo's not banned, guys. Let's go to section D, which says these individuals are no longer following a recommended ban. Nairo's here. Same thing with Lima, who made a racial joke. In my opinion, that's not definitive or damning evidence. What do you mean? Like definitive, like damning to prove that he did it, or damning to prove that he didn't do it? Because remember, this is statutory rape we're talking about in a community of children. I think if something's like, we don't, I think the safe, I think the safe play in these situations is just ban the person until they could prove it. Like, obviously innocent until proven. Obviously due diligence and try to get, like, both sides of the story. But if it's a 50-50, I don't really blame anybody. I wouldn't blame people for wanting to ban someone. What's Zach even up to these days? I don't even know. He was at MomoCon. Yeah, I don't think somebody who may or may not have had sex with a kid should be allowed at tournaments unless he can prove that he's innocent. Like, obviously try to get both sides of the story, try to investigate. But if the person who's being accused of statutory rape can't even provide evidence to exonerate themselves, then yeah, he should be banned until he can do that. That's like, yeah, this guy may or may not have had sex with a kid, but we're not gonna like hold off until we know what the case is. Like, at least suspend him. Like, you don't have to permanently ban him. Just say, hey, like, we don't. Yeah. Once again, like, I'm all for innocent until proven guilty. I'm all for, like, due diligence and, like, coming to a correct decision, but at least try to do those things first before you come to a conclusion. Get both sides of the story, get the evidence. It's like with the Westballs thing. Like, they didn't even give him a chance to, like, defend himself, give his side of the... They didn't even tell him why he was banned. They straight up just didn't. From Genesis. They straight up just didn't tell him why he was banned. So that's already problem number one. Problem number two, you didn't try to get his side of the story at all. Try to see, okay, is this BS? You just said, oh, this has to be true because like stories corroborate each other. So you didn't actually research anything. You didn't actually look into any of it. None of the TOs. And you're just gonna ban Westballs. And then give him the stupid like condition that, oh, we'll let you compete if you can make amends with the parties involved, but we're not gonna tell you who the parties involved are. So it's like that's literally like obviously if you okay, this is what really makes the Westball situation like mind-boggling and like mind-melting. It wasn't he was accused he was banned for harassment, not even like assault or any actual crime. Like if it was a crime, then I could kind of understand where they're coming from to keep the event safe and whatnot. But he was banned for harassment. Like what? It wasn't even like anything serious. And they're not gonna like due diligence or innocent until proven guilty for that. Isn't that's insane? Like the difference between like Westballs and Nairo is that Westballs is allegedly some people think you harass people. That's the worst thing that's the worst scenario. You may or may not have harassed somebody. Nairo is you may have committed statutory rape, but we don't know, so we're gonna like let you back. He's got to be safe. He's safe. Skip wrote the dumbest. Okay, where's Skip? I'm probably blocked by Skip. I don't even know. Doesn't matter. But Skip said something like Nairo took it to court, which he didn't, and then said, as far as we know, he's been cleared by himself. He cleared himself with his own words, not even evidence. It's like some of these bands, like in a vacuum, aren't that ludicrous. They're just crazy when you compare them to other situations, like Nairo, or Lauren, or Leffen. And and yeah, like that's only covering two instances. There could have been even more. Oh, the ban list? Just Google. You probably find it on Google. You search up Smash global ban list, global ban database. Yeah, he cleared himself. He cleared himself with a hypothetical document. It's like I want to just make a video like ripping into Smash TOs because like they're supposed the way it's set up is that they're supposed to be the guys who run the tournaments and make sure everything functions, but they also act as these arbiters of morality in our community, and that's not a good idea. Like you set up TVs, you're not some infallible like guardian of logic and reasoning. You set up TVs and Nintendo Switches and GameCubes, and then you charge like $10 for a venue fee. Like you don't you're not superheroes. Like and then they come up with excuses for like on Westball's ban, like, oh, we want to keep like the parties involved anonymous and we don't want to make a statement because we don't want to get like backlash. But like your job's not to make people happy. Your job's not you're not we're not your friend. All right, if you're going to be these arbiters of morality, you need to do what's right to make the community safer. And it doesn't matter what the backlash is. You do it. If you think it'll make your tournament safer, you do it. You tell people, hey, this is what we're going to do. And yeah. But don't chicken out and be like, hey, we're not going to make a statement because we're kind of scared to have like backlash and like the harassment and stuff. Who cares? I genuinely don't care. If you think Westballs is such a big threat to society at large that he needs to be banned from Genesis, then tell us that at least tell us that he's banned from Genesis. You don't have to give a reason. You don't have to like delve into specifics. You could be like, hey, we got reports of harassment that West Balls is harassing people, so we're banning him. This isn't a at least clarify like okay, he's not banned. He's only banned at Genesis. At least do that. Oh my god. Yeah, what it's nepotism, dude. West didn't have the connections to not get thrown under the bus. Yeah, it's nepotism. It's this big friendship like conglomerate at the top. Like a lot of these people who have so much control in the community, nobody likes them. Hugs, like okay, Hugs doesn't have like direct control, but he's friends with Mikey. He's friends with a lot of TOs. And there's just like this big like West Balls used to be a part of it. Like go back look at the Pierce situation. Who was one of the people pushing the allegations? West Balls. He was part of the group. He was part of the in group. He dated Princess Hyrule. He was friends with Hugs. He was part of that like group. And now he's not anymore. And look what happens. Like, oh, I Hugs couldn't stand Westball's BS over 10 years until no, you could stand it until it wasn't practical for you anymore. Until he was deemed like a threat and like a sexual predator and a groomer. You couldn't do that. Then like he was just a bad person. But like before that, no, he was fine. He was a fine person. He was a fine and dandy person. Yeah, it's just a clip like Mikey is one of them, Yingling. It's like when you're friends with these people, you have way more it gives off it's stupid. It's just nepotism, dude. It's high school lunch table drama. And it's just a few people. Like you could ask like Toph. Like Toph was reacting to evidence.zip 2 revised and he was like I don't think Leffen's like this bad guy, but I don't think Hack should be banned beyond Summit 11. Like if he's banned for Summit, like I think Toph said, I think he should just be like one tournament Summit 11 ban. That's it. That's what he said on that stream, and I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I respect that opinion more than these people who are than like Hugs who didn't even watch the video. Is like he's gotta go. He's gotta go. He's gotta go. He's gotta go. Ludwig's friend gets to go to Summit. Yeah, it's insane. There's like a crazy conspiracy theory that I got for how Yingling got so many votes. Like, not even how he got so many votes, but how he was able to get into Summit. Just think about it logically. Like, okay, Yingling, friends with Greg Turbo. Greg Turbo runs Frame 1. Frame 1's got a lot of dough from selling those controllers. They sold like 1,000 units in their first run, right? And the mean price of those, let me see. So you sold a bunch of controllers. You have enough money to sponsor him after the run. Yingling was a money laundering scheme, that's my theory. It's like you have like I actually looked into this, right? Like look at Dark Genix's campaign this year. Dark Genix was like the meme pick for this year, but his competition was like Kadoran, Salt, Mech. Like he didn't have any let me look at this. Let me look at the exact numbers here. So Dark Genix had to compete with like Mech, Frenzy, Sora, Kadoran, Logan. Like these are obviously prominent names, but then you look at who Yingling was going up against. Yingling was first place against S2J, Axe, Nun, Wizrobe, Hungrybox. And this is before any prominent figure was talking about him. Like most of the prominent, like After this round, it started getting more attention, and people were like, "Oh my God, Yingling is like taking over." But initially, not many people were talking about him, and even then, you're competing with S2J, Axe, Nun, Wizrobe, Hungrybox, and you're first place amongst all these people. Like, how do you get this? And you don't have a platform at all at the start. Like, how did you get this many votes? Whereas Dark Genix, who was the meme pick this year, and he was first place, crushing it against, oh, the most prominent person here is Kadoran. So yeah, like, it makes sense that Dark Genix would get this many votes. And Dark Genix also is a notable figure with like a larger platform. People know him from his memes and stuff. Whereas Yingling, it was just this nobody that just was first place after round one, beating out Hungrybox in votes. And my hypothesis, like obviously eventually all these top figures started taking notice and talking about him, and he started getting a bunch of like votes and stuff. But my hypothesis is that initially in this first round, all of Yingling's friends just bought the votes. Probably Greg Turbo because he has the most money to spend. Like he ends up sponsoring Yingling after this. Like literally the day he gets in, he gets sponsored by Greg Turbo, Frame One. Use those votes to help gain traction along with all those memes and stuff like Air Yingling to then get into Summit. And probably like Ludwig probably said something on stream. That might just be why. But at the same time, why would people want to spend all of their votes even if you're going to spend votes on Yingling? Why spend them all on S2J? Why spend them all on Yingling when you also have S2J, Axe, Nun, Wizzy, Hungrybox? Let me actually show you what I have here. Hold up. Can I open with I want to actually show you guys what I'm saying here. I've been researching this for reasons. Window capture. Okay, we went like way off the rails here. I was gonna talk about Hungrybox at the tournament. All right, is this it? All right. So this is the vote distribution after round one of the voting process. So Yingling's first with almost 20k votes over all of these big names I mentioned. And he doesn't have a platform. No platform. Not many like I actually looked. The only figures who actually like said something prior to this was Mango, who got like 1,000 likes on his tweet. So that, but then again, you're competing with all these other big names, and maybe Ludwig said something. That's it. And yet you get almost double the amount of votes as S2J. Who is Yingling? Exactly. Yingling got the most amount of Summit votes in history for Summit 11. Yeah, exactly. This is what I mean by smash nepotism, dude. Like this guy, nobody has heard about, but he's friends with Mikey. He's friends with Greg Turbo. He's friends with Ludwig. He has all the right connections to get in. Then you look at Genix. So this was after round one. one day before round one ended, and this is the vote distribution. And this actually makes sense. Dark Genix is a prominent figure in the community. He has no competition. Like, his biggest competitor is Kadoran in terms of like notoriety in the community. Maybe Sora, because Sora's friends with Ludwig. In terms of notoriety as people, these guys are nothing compared to Hungrybox, the Three Falcons, Axe. And yet Dark Genix, and so yeah, Dark Genix dominating makes sense. Like, who in chat knows who Dark Genix is? Like, you probably have seen his memes, you just don't recognize him by name. He's the guy who does This Week in Melee with the SpongeBob fish. He did the meme where it's like, with LSD talking about Melee, and then Leffen shows up, that I use in my video. Yeah, like, people know who he is. Like, maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe I'm going insane. Alright. Maybe I'm just completely wrong. But once again, the theory is, with our working hypothesis, big science word here, is that initially Yingling's friends just pumped a bunch of money in to like give him a bunch of votes initially to attract people's attention along with the memes, but mainly to get the votes with money. They also held like frame one raffles and stuff to get votes. Like the conspiracy is that frame one paid for Yingling to get in the summit. That's the conspiracy. Because nepotism. You gotta get your friend done up. Wait, was the H-box thing not deemed contagious? If the H-box thing wasn't deemed contagious, then I don't see why it's such a I don't see why it's such a huge deal, dude. Is BBB still hate? No, BBB is like, I feel like people like BBB now. Like, obviously he still has his toxic moments, but it's funny. Oh, BBB's live. That's cool. But yeah, if you want an example of nepotism, this is probably it. Because look at all the competition he had to go through, and he still got this many votes. Yeah, Zayn apologized to BBB. Yeah, this was for Summit 11. Yingling got like 176,000 at the end. So, like, obviously, obviously after this initial push, like, it was just natural that people just paid attention to it and started, like, voting and contributing to the meme. But I feel like it, I feel like the way the meme got started is that, like, people like Greg Turbo, who have money, just, like, bought a bunch of votes for him to get in. Or at least his friends. Because it's not like Yingling has this big platform to, like, leverage against all these, against Hungrybox. Hungrybox. S2J, Axe, Nun, Wizzy, all of these guys below Yingling. Despite Yingling having no platform, no friends vouching for him at the time. At this point in time, nobody was vouching for him except maybe Ludwig said something on stream and Mango made a tweet with like 1,000 likes saying that he hopes Yingling gets in. Again, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I probably am, but it wouldn't be some big idea that there's some big crazy idea that nepotism exists in this community. It's not that far-fetched. Yeah, like who is Yingling? He's friends with Mikey, the guy who wrote Hax's ban statement. He's friends with Greg Turbo, who got the guy who runs Frame One. Uh, yeah, he's friends with Ludwig. Does he still compete? I think so. How he got over Wiz? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This makes no sense. Like there had to have been like some form of nepotism here to like pay for votes. Yeah, just that it's that he has a lot of votes in the context of like how the summit voting process normally works. Let me compare this side by side with Genix. When do I believe the community will be burned to the ground? I think if people stop being idiots, it'll be salvageable. Because like Zayn apologizing to BBB shows that like there is some honor left. Oh, I'm up. Oops. All right. Like this is what a normal like last year's summit voting process looks like, and everything just makes sense. Like Dark Genix, prominent figure, not much competition. Yeah. And a lot of people vouch for him. That those three things were present. And he got first place over all these people with all these votes. And that makes sense. Yingling, who people today don't even know who he is, no platform, no top figures vouching for him, all this competition. And he gets almost double the votes STJ got. Like, obviously, I need to have evidence of stuff, but before I make this like a formal accusation, but this is just the theory that I have. No, I don't think he's cheating. I'm not saying he's cheating. I'm saying like this is just an example of nepotism. Like I don't think this is cheating. That's not what I'm saying. That would be the craziest thing. No, I don't think he's cheating. He cheated to get in the summit. No. I just think he I just think this is just an example of nepotism. Talk about how crowds poorly treat players like Sonics. I don't really watch ult, so I don't really know. If I can prove like if I can prove that the Smash community has nepotism. That's already been proven, dude. Obviously this. But like I don't have the clout nor the respect in the community to really like investigate this hard. I don't think. Like the only way I could get proof of this is if I just make the accusation as a blind shot. And in that case, they'd like disprove me. But whatever. Yeah, naturally anything with voting has nepotism. Yeah, obviously, but this is like extreme nepotism. Like Yingling's friends with Ludwig and a guy who owns a company. And apparently Ludwig wasn't like that involved in this. Greg Turbo sponsored Nick Yingling after this run. Greg Turbo's sponsored by Frame One, dude. He has they have the money to do this. And look, he had like 700 when this started. 700 followers. And yet, that many votes. with all of these people competing. Investigated ourselves and found out we did nothing wrong. Yeah. All right, so I'm completely lost as to like what we're talking about now. We're talking about Yingling. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully I might have a I might have something that could do that. Like get larger commentary channels talking. I might have something. Especially since like as you said they have connections with tech. I mean nepotism in general is an issue. Get TK Breezy or Omni. I'm not sure if Omni is covering Smash stuff anymore, but TK would probably talk about it. Oh yeah, I got a shout out in TK's new topic talk, so that's good. Because I got unbanned on Twitter today, and Tech was retweeting it, and TK was scrolling through it. Out of curiosity, mind spilling some of that info about getting larger channels to talk about this? I mean, it just depends. Like, if they want to talk about it, they'll talk about it. If they don't. Simple as that. Yeah, like HBox. I mean, nepotism's more like your friends than like just being popular. Like obviously it's a popularity contest, but okay, nepotism, the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives or friends, especially by giving them jobs. So it's more so just like your friends than like popular people. Like obviously that's a part of it. Like it's a pop like this is just a popularity contest. Like when Hack says totalitarianism, he means nepotism and popularity contest. That's it. But people are like, "Oh my god, he's crazy because Dark Triad and like Yagami Hitler, Adidas." Yeah, he might talk about something if it's big enough. He'd talk about it, but other than that, like I don't know. Nepotism, aka a circle jerk. Yeah. All right. We've been going for almost 2 hours now. Yeah, Zero is popular, but he won't exactly. Zero is way more popular than Nairo, yet Nairo gets way more acceptance. Look at how that works out. Look at how that works out, dude. Hungrybox is way more popular than say Leffen, but who gets the pass? It doesn't matter about your influence and power. Nepotism will always be higher than that. Like those friend group like conglomerate at the top will always have more like say and influence. We need a commentary crusade, bro. That would be crazy. The commentary crusade Nairo. That would be amazing, dude. We got to bring it back. But yeah, I've said like nepotism like 20 times in the past 5 minutes. I'm getting tired. I gotta probably gonna end stream soon. Commentary Crusade 11. Yeah. With the community, but not TOs or top player. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't like you could have all the like viewers and power and influence, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, let me see that. Oh, I see. Nairo is a pedo changed my mind. That would be so good. Let TOs explain. Exactly. You have to be like if you're doing this, you have to be way more like controversial and aggressive with it. You can't just be like, "Oh, yeah, exactly." That's why I like supported pick a side YouTube because you have to be that extreme. Like if you're that extreme, like he forced YouTube to not pick the pedophiles because he made it so that way either you do the right and normal thing or you support pedophiles. And it's genius. It's genius when you think about it. It's actually a galaxy brain thing because you're like backing them in a corner. Ban Nairo is way too passive. Yeah, pick a side, Smash community. Pedos or not pedos. I heard Mama Max like was talking about like on the Gush podcast talking about Smash stuff in the future. So maybe we could get him. Maybe you could get in touch with Critical. I don't know. Slaughter Nairo. No, don't. Which side Charlie would be on? He'd be on the anti-pedo side. That's for sure. It's just does would you think Nairo would qualify as that? That would be the only thing that I know I can. I beat Sam Soar at SuperCon 2019. Actually, dude, that's crazy. SuperCon 2019. That's cool. You picked up Ultimate the day before the allegations came out. Dang. I mean, Charlie's normally a pretty like speaks his mind kind of dude. Like he's not afraid to go against the grain. He's not afraid to admit when he's wrong. That's one of the reasons why he's so honorable and so respected. Because he just speaks his mind. Not afraid to be wrong, not afraid to change his opinion. Yeah, that's exactly. We need more like outside pressure if we want anything to actually change. Because it's not going to change inside of it. You're not going to change nepotism by telling the people, hey, your friend is cringe. It didn't work with Slime. It won't work with Slime. It won't work with Ludwig. It won't work with any of Jisoo's friends. It won't work. It won't work with Hugs. Like, you can present the truth in front of their faces. How old was the person Nairo was messing with? 15, and he was 20. So no one is saying anything just because everyone really dislike. Exactly. It's just, oh, we hate bad man bad, so he's wrong, and we're right because popularity contest, high school, cool kids lunch table. That's how it works. That's the rules around here, around these parts. I feel like we're kind of silent majority. Cause like you go on Twitter and you see all this stuff, but Tech said like when he was at the tournament, it was just like nobody stepped to him to like do say or do anything really. It was just him with fans hanging out. Like he realized this whole it's literally just the top in my opinion, the people who are wrong are the minority, but it's all like the top figures. Because like if you look, Hugs is bleeding like subs and Twitch followers. Leffen's bleeding followers and subs. Like these people aren't popular. Like they're losing popularity. Yeah, I don't know if I have like that kind of pull to get critical involved, but we'll see. Thing is I might have something so big like it could actually like shake this community to its core, but I can't talk about it and I don't know if I want to for reasons. But anyways, yeah, this community's going to need like outside pressure from the top down. Like imagine if PewDiePie just dropped a video like why would but yeah, just imagine like people outside the community with these big platforms like saying stuff. Like bigger platforms. Like then the pressure would be huge. They would have to be like they would have to change their ways. Nairo's no pedo, he's good. I mean, he might not be a pedo, but you don't want him around kids, that's for sure. Like obviously he could have changed since then and actually grown and learned, but at the same time, like, do you want this guy around kids? Alright. Yeah, Tech definitely has the outreach for like Mudahar and Optimus. I don't know about Critical though. So yeah. That was a long stream. How much did Oh my god, dude. Apparently Hugs has been losing money on like NFTs and stuff. So that's fair, I guess. Granted, I don't know why he'd want to do NFTs. But he donated $1,250 to Jisoo. He donated 100 to Santi or Santi, who was robbed in Colombia, and he donated 500 to Chillin, who had a stroke. Santi and Chillin combined, that was $600. That's less than half what he gave to Jisoo. And and as a joke, I donated $501 to Chillin. Yeah, also, oh, yeah. Let me actually, public service announcement. If you haven't already, go and donate to Chillin. Uh, this guy. So yeah, go and donate to this. Because Chillin's one of the pillars of the community. So go, you guys, if you can, obviously, but if you can, if you can, do it. Oh yeah, he was. Are you talking about CoffeeZilla? Yeah. Alright, I'm probably gonna hop off the stream now. Thanks for viewing. We had a lot of people. We had a lot of we had a lot of viewers. It was great. I want to try to stream more, but it's just streaming's so much different than like making videos. It requires a different like skill set, and I just don't know if I have that. Like to be able to I don't know. Do you think Technicals will do a video on hugs? No. It's not worth. Like there's just no point. Alright. I'm probably gonna end stream here. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.